Hello, hello, everyone, all of you lovely people, and welcome back to Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art. I'm having some technical difficulties to where I cannot work with my chat, like it's not popping. Well, that's strange, it just popped up. So give me 1 second to fix this issue that I'm going through. It's so strange, like when I first started up my stream, there's like this little channel that pops up, this little page that pops up, and usually my chat is on the right hand side. But when I opened the tab today, it didn't pop up, so I just said, you know what, let me just turn off chat. Now that chat's popping up, I can fix it. So let's fix that real quick, and then I can go back and do my intro again. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art. And today is Halloween. So, like I said, today is Halloween. Happy Halloween, everyone. And I'm just having another chill stream. I'm working on this little project. I'm doing some in betweening. Right here. Usually, when I'm drawing off stream, I sort of animate. I usually in between for myself, so my quality can be a bit. I can make out details, but other folks usually can't. And I do need to work on that because if I do intend on working with people in the future, I want them to be able to understand my storyboards. So more than likely, I'm probably gonna have to start uh, adding more detail or breaking up my storyboards more. Oh yeah, and speaking of Halloween, I actually saw the newest episode of Hell of a Boss, and it's actually really good. Like I really like the song, I really like the music. I'm not gonna spoil too much because I want to give everyone the chance to view it for themselves. But it was really good. I like how the story progressed. I especially like Fizz and Ozzy's development in their relationship. It was really good, and it was enjoyable to see. Um, And just, yeah, good show. I have also been working on my show, and I'm thinking of changing up the magic system a bit, just so it can be more in line with my themes and character process that I'm going with and going through. I do still plan on having like little mini live streams as well as mini character designs and sort of going over themes and character concepts. I still intend to keep the overall theme of like magic and power returning to the world that humanity was always meant to have. Um, I am getting a call. Hello? Hello?
Hello. Hi, it's Brian, the producer for the committee, paramedics, and the firefighters.
The committee of paramedics and firefighters are calling me. Those robot calls, I swear. Like, how do I put it? I am a very charitable person. Like, I do believe in helping people, but what I don't fully agree with is taking a person's private information and calling them out of the blue in random times during the day. Like, that is what I don't like. That's why I don't really like those scam calls, and I also really don't like people who try to run different marketing campaigns by getting your phone numbers and texting you or messaging you. And that's what I've noticed has been a lot of recently is just calls and people in grocery stores and people in different stores in general. They say that they are air quotes marketing when really they're just like harassing people. They just want to go to the store, get something, and then go home. And it's a double edged sword because I'm going to be really honest. People do, in fact, treat those marketers and those in store salespeople like, for lack of a better word, crap. Like, those people actually get cursed out. But then in the same vein, you're stopping people who just want to go to the store, get some groceries, and go home. And I don't necessarily want to call it a chicken and the egg situation because it's really not that. But I do think that different marketing companies need to change up their gimmick and sort of readdress and reevaluate how they go about their marketing campaigns. I mean, they would have a lot more work and a lot more luck if they actually just did online marketing. Like, instead of going in stores and stopping people and saying, "Oh, have you heard of this company, that company?" Like, give out free samples or go on the internet and make content or try to enlist and financially back content creators who do have audiences and like sponsor a video by them, and then you'll get like a voiced sponsorship deal from them. Like, don't just because we are now in a day and age where sadly a lot of people are selfish, and even if people aren't selfish nowadays, there are people who just cannot stand sort of the blatant and flagrant harassment that goes on nowadays. Like, people nowadays don't want to deal with stuff like that. Oh yeah, I was actually talking to one of my coworkers, and we were talking about the store and how many of the managers are just crazy. Like there's this one guy. He is just night and day, and it's so strange because one day he'll be chill and nice, and then the next day he's hounding on you and yelling at you. And honestly, I hate to say it, but it's very dangerous. And then the other guy, like he feels the need to talk down to people. Like he will tell you the same thing every single day. And he does it to the point where he will actually like pull you off to the side and like get like really close and like stand over top of you and like try to dumb down the situation like to get you to understand. And it's just so condescending. Like it is maddening. Like sometimes I feel like I'm the crazy one. Like that's literally how they operate at my store, where they make you think you're the crazy one. They try to make you feel like you don't know what you're talking about. Like, and then I have to tell folks like, dude, I'm a college graduate. You don't need to tell me this stuff over and over again. You don't need to express to me 100, 200, 300 different times. Like I've been working there for almost a year now, and literally every time I get a new person, I just warn them. I just straight up say like, "Hey, these folks crazy as hell. Like these folks are mad. These folks are crazy. Like don't trust nobody. Like they'll be nice to you your first. Sometimes it's your first week. Usually it's your first 2 3 days, and then after that, they treat you. I wouldn't say they treat you like shit. They just like sort of try to break you in and break you down and bust you down. And it's like it's very wild and crazy at this store. Like, don't stay in retail forever. As soon as you get in here, look for somewhere else to work, because these folks are something else. That's why I really hope I get this job, because like even though it's part time, it's in a location where I like. So the position is a downtown position. It's with a museum downtown, so it's already pretty adjacent to my degree field. In general, it's a very nice and chill location, at least from what I've seen on the surface. Everyone is just pretty genuine, pretty good person. And so I want that. Like I want to have a better position in life, and I want to deal with better people. Gosh, like, it's so strange because I woke up, I was feeling pretty alright, pretty decent, and then, like, literally after I drank a cup of coffee and had a Danish, like, I've just been experiencing, like, these really bad stomach cramps. And it's so sad because I was actually planning on, like, dressing up for Halloween. Like, I had bought some Halloween makeup. I was going to, like, make myself look like a vampire, or at least make myself look like half dead. And then that'll just be my Halloween costume. But, like, now I'm not even sure if I'm gonna dress up. And because of how bad I'm feeling, I'm not even sure if if I feel better, I'll go to work. If I don't feel better, then I'll probably just stay home. And I don't think they'll say much of anything because I am still coming out of COVID. Besides, I just hope I get this other interview because I'm ready to leave. Like, I'm ready to leave, okay? I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get out of retail. Shoot, because I hate to say it, but, like, I deal with some crazy folks, okay? Like, retail is not it. Retail is gonna destroy anybody. Do not stay there longer than you need to. phone is going off. I'm just gonna be honest. I think COVID, like, how do I put it? It feels like COVID damaged my art because that was just 2 weeks of time where I could barely lift a pencil. And so it feels like all of the hard work I've been trying to do has just diminished or regressed. Like I could barely lift a pencil. I couldn't even start my streams. Everything had just went downhill, and so now I'm feeling even more self-conscious about my art because I haven't been able to do it consistently to the point where like sometimes I feel like I may not grow. And that's just honest. Like I have to look. I try to. I'm an honest person, and I try to be very genuine and humble. Sometimes I do feel like I may never be an animator. And so, with everything that's going on nowadays, with the art strike, animator layoffs, actor strike, writers guild, everything that's going on, I definitely don't see Hollywood as a viable option anymore. Yet, at that same vein, before I go independent and start my own studio, I at least want some form of experience so that I know what the industry is at least tangentially like. So then I can go forth and start my own business. Because I definitely do want to bring more stability to media and entertainment. I definitely want to make shows that people can be enthralled by and can love and can enjoy. I want to make content that people can enjoy that makes them, well, maybe not make, but at least pushes them to desire to be more and be better. And just in the nick of time, I get a call from my mom. Hello? Hey, mom. Hello, everyone. I'm back. My mom just called to see how I was doing. And yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty fine. I just got those stomach cramps. But other than that, I at least feel like I'm doing pretty good, pretty okay generally. Still 50-50 on dressing up for Halloween. I do want to go for my vampire look, but if I can't, then I just won't do it. What's what's getting me thinking, and I've just been circling back to this in my mind, like I've been trying to find a more lighthearted subject to talk about, but this keeps circling back, and it's like it's very strange that there are no like TV animation jobs. There are no roles and positions for colorers or in betweeners, different stuff like that. I've looked all over. I've looked on ArtStation, animationjobs.com. I've looked on LinkedIn and Indeed, and many of the positions that are hiring are mid to senior level. There are no entry level animation positions, and it's so strange, and it's even getting me thinking like, how are they? Okay, so I already know that they're getting their animation done by outsourcing to other countries, like to um, the Far East, so places like Japan and China and Korea. That's where they are outsourcing much of their work. But it's still very strange how they don't even open positions for like the lower pipeline animation jobs that are going to help people get in the industry. So how do people find their work? And then I watch other YouTubers and they said, "Oh, I got an internship and I built up my LinkedIn and I was found through LinkedIn." So are animators and other companies just mysteriously seeking people out through social media? Like, it doesn't, it's very strange to me that the industry is not posting these jobs. Because I would think that if you want someone who is entry level, or if you want someone to build up, like, yeah, you would get an intern position for them, but in that same vein, you would also have like in betweener jobs or color artists or storyboard entry level, sort of like storyboard assistant jobs, because there's so many different facets and aspects of animation that it doesn't make sense to outsource everything, because then you give up a lot of your creative control. It's very, all I can say is that from my perspective and from my sort of, I guess you could say, how I process information, none of this is really making any sense to me. And it feels like, almost like there's some, I don't know, like money laundering going, not money laundering, but it's just like, it feels almost like animation in general is a front for something else. Because it doesn't make sense to where you are constantly working on projects, and it could be film, it could be TV shows, what have you, but you're not posting jobs on your site. You're not posting the production level jobs on your site. You're only posting like these higher level senior and mid senior positions. It feels like there's something extra or something hidden going on. So, my question is, how are all of these animators finding their work and finding their jobs? Like, I know it's word of mouth, but usually there should be a place for all this work, and there just isn't. So everybody's relying on word of mouth. Everyone is relying on you posting up a person and you telling a person about a person, and then you being found online. Like, it's very. But then I guess that's how they sort of control the industry, and that's why it is so gatekept. Because if they posted and shared the more production level work and the more production level jobs, then that means that they would have to open their doors to everyone. And another thing I've noticed is that, like, I'm just gonna keep it 100. You barely see any black animators. Like, there's probably like one or two animators that are black that work on like the animation process. And I hate to bring race in everything, but it's just so strange to me that so many companies, so many places talk about, black owned business and supporting black creators, especially during the month of February, but then they don't hire any black people. Like, that is so strange that they are so pro black and they are so pro diversity, but they're not hiring any black men, they're not hiring any black women, and then they talk about how they support black people. And in that same vein, I also believe in merit. Like, I don't believe in hiring somebody just for their race. But in that same vein, like, you do in fact need to take a chance on some people and maybe not give them a high position, but at least train them and teach them your ways. So then, even if you don't want them in your company long term, at least they'd have the makings and the ability to go at it at their own. It's like, and what gets me is that they hide behind political jargon. Like, they say, it's a very interlaced issue that is just hard for me to be vocal on, because I've spent so much time not talking about it that my feelings have bubbled to where I want to talk about it. But then in the same vein, I don't want to be one of those creators that constantly talk about race or who constantly talk about issues, because once I open that floodgate and start talking about other people's issues, then that gives them the right to talk about my issues and like how I do not measure up. And it's strange because despite everything I've been through and despite everything I've done, I do still believe that my best course of action is to go independent. I'm just afraid that I may never develop strong enough skills to go independent. Like, to an extent, I feel like I'm going to be stuck making bad art, or I feel like I'm not growing. And the one thing that would help me grow, which is finding a mentor, finding at least that one person willing to take a chance on me and take me under their wing, may never come or may never happen. So I would be caught in a cycle of doing the same thing over and over and over and again and again and again, and not getting anything from this. So then I guess I'm at the point where I say, what do I do? Or rather, what can be done now? And I do think that if I'm not on the right path, at the very least, I'm on the path close to where I need to be, which is having this channel, working on different short animations, trying to develop my craft as much as possible, as well as finding work or jobs locally that is at least adjacent to my field, so that eventually I can go independent and build up a team around me. I do think that I'm at least close to what I'm supposed to be doing. So, right now, what I'm doing is working on my animations, doing some independent projects, sort of readjusting myself and developing myself based on the comments I get in my videos, building up my fan base, building up my follower count, developing my own original series, while also working a day job. My day job is not doing quite well, so I am in the process of finding a new and better job. I am thinking about going back to college and getting either my master's degree or a certificate or two. And then from this point onwards, just keeping faith and keeping hope. Because I do have desires of building community. And what I mean by that is there have been moments and times in my life where I have felt alone. And if I'm being completely honest, I hate being alone. So I do, in fact, want to help grow and develop the environment around me and help people not feel alone anymore. I mean, I know it's strange. I know it doesn't really make any sense, but I don't want people to feel alone. And I guess that's really what is at the core of my project is, at least my series, is not being alone. Like I do try to grapple themes of community, hope, faith, human potential, but in that same vein, it's like there's also this subconscious theme of not being alone and not wanting to be alone. And I think that's actually very magical in its own right. just reviewing the previous animation I did, sometimes I just find myself going back to previous projects and seeing them, viewing them, seeing how they turned out. It does, in fact, help me sort of calm down and, I guess you could say, readdress things and better process information, at least for my more recent projects. Like sometimes I'll go back to my teaser trailer and see how that went, or I'll go to other projects I've done, other sort of like short animations, and see, okay, well, I did this for that. So how can I write it up or change it? Stuff like that. A lot of work to do. I think once I finish this stream, I'm definitely going to finish getting dressed. And then afterwards, I plan on maybe working on some more character sheets and filming some footage for that. Usually, once I do the voiceover, that sort of motivates me to continue to draw and design the character. So I may even do a voiceover, like real quick, or at least rough out one. So then I can finish the character design, sort of redo it, zhuzh it up a bit, and then release a video. Because I have not released a new video in over a month. Mainly because I just had, like, both writers and artists vlog. Like, I just haven't really figured out where I want to take my show. Now that I'm going through a sort of reformatting of it, reformatting of the idea. Well, all in all, I think I'll be fine. And I do want to play with and sort of figure out how to best use this software. Ooh, that's a 3D translation tool. There's a 3D rotation tool. There's a camera. Actually, that camera could come in handy. Ooh, that's actually that could actually come in handy, this camera tool. Let's see, there's this camera tool. Actually, hold on a second. I wonder if I can use the divider. And then the camera tool, the 3D rotation tool, and the 3D translation tool. Fluid brush tool, classic brush. Width tool, bone tool, bind tool. So many different tools. Well, I found a new toy to play with, so give me some time and I will definitely work on some future animations for you all. So do not worry too much. Well, I just figured out a way to make my animations 10 times better. But I do think it's about time for me to go. I apologize for finding new stuff to play with towards the end of the stream. But hey, animation is a process where you get better and better as time goes. Anyway, I think that is about it. I'm going to rest a little bit before I go and work on some character sheets and work on a future video. I had a pretty good turnout this stream, so I do like that you guys all stopped by and enjoyed yourselves, and you guys got to sit and chill with me for at least a little bit. Sadly, there was no theme for Halloween. I just wanted to sit down and stream, but that's also good too. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. I stream every Tuesday and Friday. I usually start around 10 o'clock, go into noon, maybe a bit later on, depending on the day. Like Fridays, I like to go later. Um, and yeah, I think that is about it. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share even. I also have a Patreon and a Buy Me a Coffee in the description below, as well as a Fiverr account if you'd like some original projects from me, and there are various different ways to contact me. I think I'm going to work on a Discord channel next. Anyway, this has been Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art. I'll see you guys in my next video or stream. Bye.